So Right knows MMA Journal Canada is passionate about top-of-the-line recovery as it lets athletes and coaches complete their tasks at the best of their abilities. That's why they hooked us up with a 50% off code to help them get through their day with the best products in active recovery. Get any So Right product for 50% off now with code MMAJournalCA.
Nigga woke up in the spot wearing that same shit Jesus used to wear. Egyptian clothes.
Oh my God.
Young nigga talking that fly shit. Could have been a pop, could have been a doctor, could have been a pimp, could have been a monster, could have been a mech, could have been a dope boy. Homie, matter of fact, I'm a motherfucking coke boy. Wiggling baby. 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 I'm a motherfucking coke boy. Rallies on the road, Prezzies never fold. Mommy, you ain't gotta take a vote to hit the pole. Just bounce it up.
I can hear you now.
Live with the juice.
Everyone keeps calling me juice. It's just juice.
Oh, just juice. Okay.
Yeah, let's put it out there on the air.
Make sure that's loud and clear.
Yeah.
You doing this, bro? How you doing?
Not too bad. How about you?
Good, man. I'm good. I'm still obviously I couldn't sleep last night, man. Just last weekend was insane. This week has been big buildup, and yeah, man, I'm just buzzing still. It's crazy. How about yourself?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. I have a problem with sleeping too. You have a cool background there. It's do you have a green screen or what?
No, it's literally just a blurred out background of just with the
It
room.
looks like you just inserted yourself into the screen.
Smoke myself here, bro.
Yeah.
So dude, before we get into what we kind of want to talk about, which was more recently, I want to kind of just like start from the beginning, if that's okay. I know you were at you're at Mass Thai Boxing, been there for like 12, 13 years, went to Thailand, Peksuit, or I forget the name of the gym there, but saw you're out there. Pardon me? That's it. And just get into that, man. Like what led you into the sport? You got the Ojibwe background. We've spoken to kind of our First Nations heritage there. Like, I don't know about you, when I'm kind of, you can't see it on me, I'm as white as a ghost. But if I'm getting into the kind of like, my blood's pumping and I'm going, dude, if I see a squirrel, I want to dive on that thing, just rip into it. Like, I get pretty feral. I kind of want to tap into that on just like when you're fighting.
Okay. Oh, you have a little bit of Ojibwe in you as well?
I think it's Cree. My Nana's 100%.
Oh, Cree, cool.
Yeah, it's a crazy story. Northern Manitoba. We were raised on a few different reserves in Northern Manitoba, and we went to a Cree school. I didn't start growing up in the city until 2001, so I was about 6, almost 7 years old. Yeah.
Yeah, cool, man. Cool.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, a lot of my cousins have pale skin too, and I'm actually only half. My dad is full.
Yeah.
He's Ojibwe and Iroquois.
Nice.
From Chippewas of the Thames First Nations and Oneida Nation.
Dude.
And then my mother is Irish, and she has a little bit of Lebanese in her. So that's why I have hair on my face.
Well, that's basically a fighting heritage in every corner there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Irish and Iroquois. I don't want to fuck with any of that, man. Oh my God.
Yeah, so maybe that's just what led me into fighting in the first place. I have my native family, my last name is Kechego, and there's a lot of the lineage going way back as a lineage of warriors actually for hundreds and hundreds of years. So I guess it's just in my blood to fight.
That's amazing, dude. Do you know any like specific stories of maybe any of those battles?
No, I wish I did. I'd have to ask my dad about it. He's more of the historian than I am.
Fuck, man. I know I have quite the history on my mom's side of that. If we go back, I still have an auntie, and I'll say it like that. That's on the land, and they're hunting and fishing all the time. It's just beautiful. Fry bread here and there, and it's a good time. A lot of moose.
Yeah, good, man. Nice. Yeah, I have some moose steaks in the basement right now. Haven't cooked them up yet.
Dude, if you do them, I'll send you a little recipe. I'll like smoke some sage, because I go all the way in. So I'll smoke some sage. I'll mix that into some butter, I'll roast up some cherries. I'll mix that all in, and then I'll sear the fucking moose roast. And it's like your berries and moose all in one. It's so good, man.
Oh, sounds like you're a professional at it.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck. Before this, I was a cook for 8 years. So, but
Oh, nice. So I have
yeah,
to come to your spot. I'm gonna have to bring the moose to your spot.
please, bro. Yes, I always tell people I'll cook for you if you just bring the meat. I'm the man for that. So,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, bro. So road to one championship, crazy. Even the outcome, we didn't get what we wanted there, but the actual life-changing stipulation of the tournament. I've heard Fitzpatrick, I've heard Kieran say this. Even for the guys that compete in there and they don't get the W, it's not over, right? So I'm still excited to see what's next with you. I just kind of want your thoughts on how that went, just completely honestly too. I went back and I watched the fight, and like I love to be devil's advocate. I love to say what everyone's thinking, but not kind of saying it. Now, again, Vinny Shorman, even he said fight shouldn't have been stopped. I 100% agree. Now, on the other hand, too, I could see why, and I know you spoke to that as well, as you know, it was just tied up a little bit of movement that you weren't liking, and just weren't able to get the break. So dive into that a bit.
Yeah, yeah, man, I think the fight was going pretty good for me the first minute and a half. And then the last minute 10 or something like that, he turned it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And he landed a couple shots. And one of the shots was he just caught me off balance, so my legs kind of tripped up and I went into the corner there near the end. And he let off a few shots. And then I tried to hit him back with the left elbow, but it missed. He had pretty good head movement. And then he landed like I think it was like 4 punches or like 3 punches and then 2 elbows, and then he threw a hook. And the hook kind of turned my body because I blocked it, but it turned my body into this position here because of the momentum.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just started spiking the elbows down on the back of my head.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, from every organization I've ever fought for or heard of, I don't know if I've never heard of your being allowed to hit in the back of the head. So right away I was kind of like, okay, I'm getting hit in the back of the head right now, and there's nowhere I can go really, because when you're getting hit in the back of the head, you can't posture up, because if you posture up, then you're just going to get hit harder in the back of the head, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because of the momentum, right? So I was getting hit, and but I was completely fine.
Hmm.
And then when the ref broke it up, I was waiting for either a warning or 8 count at least an 8 count.
Yeah, yeah.
And at the very least an 8 count, and the guy just waved it off, bro. And I literally like, I didn't push him, but I kind of like touched him. Like, I'm like, what was that, bro? Like, what? No warning, no 8 count, nothing. Like, what was that? And he's like, I'm sorry, like that was the call or whatever. And he had no, like, he didn't want to like, he had nothing to say to me really. So yeah, I've never walked out of the ring, but after that I was like, yeah, fuck this, man. I don't want to be here no more if that shit's going on, right? So I took off.
I 100% agree. I like as soon as as soon before even like it was during the call, I went right over to Kieran and I was like, I'm new to this game, but was that a fuck up? And he just kind of shook his head and he's like, fuck, right? And you heard Vinny on the broadcast as well. The fight shouldn't have been stopped. I'm right there. I had one of the best seats in the house. I'm filming you guys right there ringside. There was no shift in your eye. I was literally looking at you as those strikes are happening and like literally waiting for the break too. Like, okay, this is a big tangle up. He's fucking him up a bit right now, but they're gonna break up. And yeah, the no break, I was in shambles because it's the biggest fight of your life. It's the biggest tournament in Canada. It's the main event. It's so historic. And it was such a blue balls moment. It was such a little bit of a like fuck for the fans, probably for the promoter too, and for the guys, everyone that's involved besides Cody. And hats off to him, right? Like he said, he did catch you a little bit there, but and that's not his. Like obviously, again, it's a fight, right? So those strikes going down, the guy was giving her. So I'm not going to touch on the fact of is he intentionally striking you to the back of the head. But
yeah, he was excited, bro. Like he was, you know, he had an opportunity and he took it, right? So I don't blame him for that. I
yeah,
don't blame him for honestly, I don't blame him for the shots to the back of the head.
hmm,
It's just the decision from the ref, right? And who knows what he's seeing from his perspective. I totally understand that, but
yeah,
man, I was talking to Jason, the commentator, and like he was even saying, like, dude, you have over 70 fights. Like, you know how to handle yourself in dangerous situations. It's like, let me fight. You know, let me, if you're gonna knock me out, like let me take more shots than that. Like I almost got knocked out in the first fight and then almost got knocked out in the second fight, and I came back and won them both, right?
yeah.
So
Especially with
it's
that
just
knowledge. Like you had a Liam Harrison Muay Thai round in the semifinal there. That was absolutely unbelievable. It's probably one of the best rounds of Muay Thai in Canadian history. Honestly, seen a lot. I've been watching a ton of fights, and that was like, especially, dude. I forget that I was literally right there in that corner, standing there when that happened. So I'm fucking.
yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm glad you said that, because that is it. It shows the character of athletes in Muay Thai, right? You guys just truly, it's Jaisu only. It's just hard. Whatever happened, okay, fuck it. I'm out, right? You're not gonna throw a big stink. I saw you at the end of the show. Just see my sweater. You couldn't even tell that you were in a final. You couldn't even tell that you were pissed. You could not tell that there was anything wrong with you. It's like, hey man, you see my sweater? And I like, fuck, man, I wanted to give you a hug just because I was like, fuck, that was such a
Yeah.
shitty ending. But I don't know you like
Well,
that. So, but
yeah.
it
Yeah, it's
was,
just a fight. Like to me, like a fight is a fight at the end of the day, right?
yeah,
And it wouldn't even like matter that much to me, like if it was a bad call, because I've had bad calls before,
hmm,
and it wouldn't even matter to me that much if it was a bad call if it wasn't for such high stakes, right? Like this is like life-changing stuff here.
yeah,
So, that's the only thing where like why I wanted to like talk to you guys and you guys wanted to talk to me is because of that, right? Like, because what was involved, right? So yeah, if it was just a normal fight, then whatever, bad call, move on, but I definitely want to voice my opinion about that, about
yeah.
what happened.
I'm glad, and definitely going to be pushing for a rematch, whether it be in Muay Thai World Cup or in one championship. Either way, like the
Yeah,
World
it'd be
Cup
cool if
tournament is
it'd
a
be
single year. I'm sure it's going to continue.
yeah, man, it'd be cool if Cody would have accepted if one championship wanted it for his. I don't care, like if you don't want to, if there's like, because I know the video got sent into one championship, so nobody knows this yet, but the video got sent into one championship and we're waiting for a review to see what they say about it, right? And if nothing comes from it, where it's a obviously best case scenario, it's a no contest and we refight for the contract, right? But if that doesn't happen, like if he can keep the contract, fine. Just fight me again, and it'd be cool to fight him for his first fight in one championship or in Muay Thai World Cup. In between his one championship fights, I don't care. I don't really care, but it'd just be nice to finish off that fight like fair and square kind of thing, right?
I think Cody's the kind of guy that would do that. I know there's one fight that even he's still thinking about. That was I forget the guy that he lost to. But when I spoke to him, he brought it up and wanted to run it back. And just those things where it wasn't resolved, right? Like he resolved. He got the contract. That's great. Hats off to him. Hats off to the team.
Even for him, he can't even like really enjoy the win because everyone's like, "What the fuck is that?" Like so it's like he can't even fully enjoy the win. So like I kind of feel bad for him too, right?
Well, both sides of that too, right? Like I'm sure he is very much just maybe even trying to look past it too, as opposed to like just onto the one championship fight, right? Like I made it, boom, and all power to him, right? Like I'm sure if it was the other way around too, it would be the same thing. Fuck, maybe we'll run it back, but I'm on my way to the big show too, and that's how it just ended up happening via the refs' choice there. So, but the fact that they can be handled in the future is something that's very exciting. It's super exciting because this is something that people are talking about, right? And we're seeing it talked about kind of across the country now. So
Yeah. There's a little story behind it now, right? So
I think that's one of the most exciting parts of these fights too. And even like a big trilogy, that would be crazy. But is there
yeah.
anyone in one that you are just watching must see. Like, are you watching the division right now? Are you watching Friday fights or just the main cards?
Yeah. Honestly, I mostly like watching Jonathan Haggerty. I think he has a smooth style, and I like his style. So yeah, I mostly when he fights, I'll tune in and watch them. And then the random times on the Friday night fights, I'll watch that as well.
Yeah, they pump
Just
out
kind of
some
play it in the
cards.
background.
There's so many ties; it's hard to kind of keep track of, and even some of them have the same names. But
Yeah, and I don't really have a favorite fighter or anything. It's just if I see a good fight or a good fighter, then I like to watch it, right? I don't
nice.
really have like someone who like I'm kind of watching all the time, right?
Who's your main coach, and who else is like kind of part of the team that's building your weaponry?
Yeah, Chris Q is the owner of Mass Thai Boxing out here in Cambridge, Ontario.
Okay.
And yeah, he's the head coach there. And then my trainer who trains me on the pads is Justin Grant out here in Cambridge. And then yeah, we got some boys coming up as well out at the gym here. So yeah.
Anyone from the gym there that's got fights coming up? I know there was some fights in Edmonton yesterday. There was some guys that we saw in the Rise of the Warrior tournament there. I know there's a lot of promotions coming up right now that are putting on these amateur shows. It's good to see.
Yeah, Santiago. His name is Santiago. He's coming up. He's pretty good. So we'll see him soon. I'm thinking in the pro circuit. He just won his third title in 3 months or whatever in the amateur circuit. So I think we'll see him soon coming out of Mass in the pro circuit.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
I saw UFC's coming to Toronto. Are you going to be trying to hit up that at all, or just going to be watching it from a bar or your house? Or
Oh, I don't. What EFC?
UFC.
Oh, UFC is coming to Toronto.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I think the last event that they had in Toronto, I think I was there. It was pretty crazy, bro. Have you been to one?
Never. And I think I might be getting access behind the scenes, like camera work with one of the fighters there, Sergey City. He's making his
Okay.
debut. So we're doing a little bit of work with him and whatever kind of access that I'm allowed, because UFC, they're very stingy on camera rights and media rights.
Yeah, of course.
So if they'll allow me to come in and Sergey's team allows it, then we'll be a part of that. But tickets are like
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome, man.
yeah, exactly. So the tickets are
Yeah.
too
For your
much.
first time going to a UFC event, you're able to hold the camera. That'd be freaking awesome.
That'd be a dream, bro. Yeah, it's getting crazy.
Yeah.
I was speaking with some of the guys at Leapfrog Fight TV. They're really looking into Muay Thai World Cup. That's the UK streaming platform there. They're really like we're making waves like across the world, man, because they want to come to Muay Thai World Cup too next year. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
fuck yeah, man.
Yeah, man, I had a great time with this tournament. Like the first two fights obviously went pretty well, even though, like I said, I was getting tagged up a bit, and I still won the fights. It was a unfortunate, like anticlimactic ending, right?
Hmm.
And but I had a great time during the tournament, and like I messaged Kieran too. I'm like thankful for the opportunity, right? Because I was coming off of a 4-year layoff, so it was a good time, man. Good experience out there.
Nice. Yeah, I saw you did a little transformation during COVID there and come down from 200 pounds. Just
Oh,
to
yeah.
start doing. Yeah, I scoped that out there. Good on you, man. That's fucking hard work, dude. I've come down from 290, believe it or not. I was 290 at
Oh,
one
wow.
point. So,
Yeah, you're pretty tall too, right? So.
yeah, and fucked up back and love smoking weed and eating burgers, so it's pretty easy to put on weight.
Yeah, yeah. I was drinking beer and having barbecues, so that's what happened to me.
Yeah,
Same thing.
exactly. Let's not forget the beers. That definitely puts it on when you're a 6 or 8 man a day kind of deal. It's good to get out of that
Yeah,
habit and what the combat sports community, especially Muay Thai, kind of forces you to be healthy, right? Like even myself, bro, I don't fight. I'll go hit the bag, 3 times a week, 4 times a week. I'll do sauna. I used to be a big runner, but not so much anymore. But even that, and then just keeping up with like current Muay Thai stuff is insane. Not to fucking even just be someone that trains is up at 5 a.m. doing hill sprints.
yeah, man. I mean, if you have a little bit of beer in you or something, or a burger from the night before, you'll feel it when you're throwing kicks. Like you'll feel it twisting in your gut. So yeah, you got to stay nice and light.
Yeah, man. I love one of the things you wrote on one of your posts during one of your fights. It was the game. It's basically your milliseconds of time and millimeters of space away from either glory or embarrassment. And it's so fucking true. When
Yeah, yeah,
I've going back to being dialed in, and when your heart's pumping and I see that squirrel, I want to fucking rip into it. That's when I've been like push myself beyond the limits, and that time kind of does slow down and you feel every little thing. That's only myself when I've just been on like a long run, maybe say 10K, and I like really push it at the end. Being a
yeah.
fucking athlete in the ring, I'm sure that happens as soon as you guys are going, and that time slowing down, it just must be like a drug, man.
Yeah, the adrenaline's pretty crazy when you have it. You got to get hit. For me, for some reason, I got to get hit a couple times in order for the adrenaline to kick in. But some people can just tap right into it right away, right? That's something that I need to figure out, I think, still, is just tapping into it right away. Because it makes you more dangerous when you got a little bit of adrenaline going out, I think. Well, it does for me anyways.
You could see it in that last fight with you and Cody. You hit him, and the same thing. He, like you said, he turned it up. It was right after you cracked him. It was literally right
Yeah.
after that. Yeah, and
Yeah, I cracked him with a hook on the ropes there. There's a hook. Yeah.
he's like Thomas the
And then he
Tank
turned it
Engine,
up.
honestly, man. Like it's crazy. It was very impressive on both ends, but how that turn up happened, because I was not expecting that. I really wasn't, and that just makes it that much more of a story for when that rematch happens.
Yeah, yeah. He's pretty good in the medium close range with his hands.
Hmm.
Like he lets the flurries go right in the medium close range. Like in the close range, you would expect like knees or elbows and stuff like that, but he just like lets off these little shots really close. And it's I think people have a hard time with it because like nobody really like does that, right?
Not at
Some
all.
like I said, like someone will throw knees or elbows when they're close, but he just goes and you're like,
Pepper,
right? So
pepper. Yeah.
yeah, he's pretty good at that.
Did you watch any fights last night?
No, honestly, brother, I don't really watch fights too much just because we're so immersed in it with training and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really watch it too much unless it's like a huge fight.
Yeah.
Then maybe I'll go hang out with some friends and watch it. But the more honestly, like because you're training so much and like you're around it so much, it's like work, right? Like you don't want to like work all day and then go home and work more on the
Mhm.
same thing, right? Like you kind of want to do something different.
That's been the answer I've gotten from everyone basically at the level of, touching world title, world level elite stuff is just training twice a day is already enough fights for me. So and like you said,
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
a Haggerty
yeah.
fight or a Nongo or a Superlek or there's one guy I am telling everyone about that should be on everyone's radar in one. He's a Russian fighter. And he's like a Ramon Decker's like modern day. His name's Tagir Kalilov. I've spoken with him before. Dude, definitely check that guy out whenever he's fighting. He lost to Superlek, but he just beat another champion. It's Yodlek Pet or I forget the name, but
He has
just
pretty good boxing, right? He's like a boxer kind of guy.
he took Rod Tang on his debut on 7 days notice. So that viral video of Rod Tang getting rocked and then going is Tagir hitting him there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember him. Yeah, yeah. He's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, excellent guy. I definitely am pushing for that guy. But I'm so excited to see Canadians enter this realm. I think we had we had a heavyweight guy just fight representing Canada there. And he came in wearing that t-shirt tuxedo thing. He ripped it
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
He was like
The blonde guy. The
yeah, the
blonde
blonde.
guy, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah,
Fucking
he's funny.
hilarious. Oh yeah, man.
He's funny. And then Dennis Purik, I think his name is, from
That's,
London Muay Thai.
that's right. He's fighting very soon. He's fighting this month. Yeah, he's fucking.
Yeah,
He's fought Tagir Kalilov too, actually, and he beat him. That shows how good he is. But
yeah,
it's
yeah.
an exciting time in Muay Thai, man. I know even the WBC, like the World Festival, that's like kind of morally newly implemented. Seeing all these guys represent your amateur record's insane, eh? You're like 50, 55-9, 54-9.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I had a lot of fights. Yeah, man, we were fighting like every weekend. Like I just had a podcast actually with Jason, and I was telling him, I remember 1 month in 2013, I fought 6 times in 1 month. So like, yeah, I was fighting all the time, right? Like my first week of training, I had a fight.
Holy fuck.
So yeah, nowadays it's not the same nowadays. But maybe it is at some gyms, but our gym was like a fighting gym, right?
Yeah,
So we just fought whenever, wherever.
that's awesome. That
Yeah.
kind of sounds like um Crew David from New Energy Muay Thai here in Ontario.
Right. Yeah.
You guys, their guys are constantly fighting.
Yeah, it's a good gym. Oh, so you live in Toronto?
Yeah, I'm in Toronto.
Oh, okay, man.
Yeah, I just moved here
Cool.
September. So I was out in Vancouver, but just came out here now. So
Oh, okay. We could have done the podcast in person.
oh dude, well fuck, we'll have to do another one. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, next time. Next time we'll do it.
Well, you know, it's funny you said Michael Fitzpatrick's coming to do it in person tomorrow.
Oh, cool. Awesome, bro. Yeah, because I'm just in Cambridge, right? It's only an hour away, so.
Oh, dude. Well, fuck, we'll do that. And we got like a pool table, heavy bag, sauna, swimming pool, all that shit. So we could even like shoot some content for you and pump that out as well.
Oh, nice, nice.
And,
I
yeah.
appreciate it.
Oh, of course, bro. Of course. It's super exciting. The timing of this too is incredible. Like COVID, I wouldn't be here if COVID wasn't a thing. Like I was not a part of the scene whatsoever. And this would have came and went if COVID was a thing. I wouldn't even known of any of this. Kieran moving here, the gyms, the Rise of the Warrior tournament. My brother actually moved here too, so I came to visit him, and that's how I found Kieran in person. So,
Oh, so you originally from Calgary?
originally from Winnipeg, and then
Okay.
bounced around. Yeah, I lived in Banff, Kelowna, Vancouver, and then just out here. So,
Yeah. Winnipeg's bad, bro. I've been there once and I almost got stabbed.
so sorry.
Yeah, bro. I actually fought this other native kid, and I went out there for a fight and fought this other native kid. I actually ended up beating him,
Oh,
and then
not a street fight. Okay.
yeah, in the ring we had a 5 round war, and I actually ended up winning the decision. But anyways, after the fight, I was going to the corner store to pick up some juice and some chips because I wanted to celebrate. And
He's getting
on the sidewalk there, beside this parking lot, there's like a sidewalk, and I was walking to this. I was using the sidewalk to get to the store, like how that's what people do, right? And then there's this guy standing there, and he's like, "Go around," and I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "Go around. You can't use this sidewalk." I'm like, "Well, I'm just going to the store right here, like literally right behind you." And he's like, "I don't give a fuck. Go around." He pulled out 2 knives. And then I'm like, all right. And I had a black eye from the fight. I just fought like 5 round war. Like I don't want to fight no more, especially
Yeah.
with the guy with knives. So I'm like, all right, bro. I'm like, all right, no problem, no problem. So I just walked around the car and then went to the store that way. I'm like, fuck that. I'm never going back to Winnipeg, man. I'm like, fuck
No,
this place.
no. I remember one of the last times I went back to visit, my buddy picked me up and he's like, "Oh, you're just back in town. Everyone's at Shark Club downtown. Come down." So first thing I enter town, we go downtown park. Dude, 2 seconds. 2 seconds. I'm in Winnipeg. And 2 homeless guys come up to me. "Hey, do you got a smoke? Give me a fucking smoke." And they start yelling at me about cigarettes. And I just smoke weed, and I offered them a weed, like a joint. And they were just after a cigarette, bro. And I was like, I look at my buddy, I'm like, this is Winnipeg within 2 seconds, bro. It's hilarious. And
Yeah.
usually whenever I'm downtown, I'll carry a little bit extra change or even some smokes. I don't even fucking smoke just because that's what you do, just here. And then you kind of become like king of the homeless when you're there. But
Yeah.
keep them at bay. Keep yourself safe, spend $20 on a pack of smokes so you don't get
Yeah. Don't get a gun, just get some smokes.
Just get smokes. It's so much safer, yeah, man. Especially
Yeah.
if you grew up on reserves. Just get cheap reserve smokes and give it to them. It's easy.
Yeah. Yeah, he was a native guy too. And I'm like, "Hey, brother, I'm native too, And he's like, "I don't give a fuck." They go around the car. All right, no problem.
That's funny. I actually got jumped on when I was high on mushrooms when I was in junior high school or high school. And it was another native kid that I knew. And I talked my way out of it. I looked at him. I'm like, "Glenn, like we're like basically the same heritage, Like I'm like quarter Cree." I'm all high on mushrooms explaining this. And he's like, you know what? Yeah. And he smacks me on the shoulder and he's like, okay. And he just lets us go.
Yeah, man. It's no good.
Winnipeg. So are you already back in the gym or are you taking a little bit of time off?
No, yeah, I'm back in the gym, bro.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm back in the gym. Yeah.
So basically,
Yeah. Like I said, I wasn't hurt at all. I had no injuries,
yeah.
nothing. It's like after the separation happened, I was expecting a warning or at least an 8 count.
Hmm.
And yeah, I was completely fine.
I have,
Yeah, went back.
like I was right there too with the angle of like your face too. So when you pull up, you can literally see like the eyes, everything's there. Like that's one thing I wanted
Yeah.
to post.
I started talking to the ref right away. I'm like, where's the 8 count? Like
There's no
nothing.
wobble, there's no nothing. Yeah, like bro, you fucked up. So, but
Yeah. And all I would want from him is like the referee, if because I know he's going on Jason's podcast tomorrow. Like
the
it's just a
referee
different
is
the referee, yeah.
no way. Cool. I love it.
Yeah.
This is good. This is good.
Yeah, so all I'd hope from him is a different perspective. That's all. Like, you have your perspective in the ring, and I get it. You're behind Cody in front of me, so it might have looked worse than it actually was, right? I get it.
Yeah.
But at least like, a different perspective where, I don't know. I've never heard of a organization that allowed shots to the back of the head. I didn't.
No,
I
no.
don't know.
I was honestly expecting someone to pipe up about like we're gonna go back on this because UFC just fucking implemented like real time replays and resetting their position.
Yeah, they should have that for
Like
sure in every
that should
organization.
be right. That should be a thing because that's obviously going to happen in any fight anywhere, regardless of the organization. There should be this was a misplay or a missed call, especially with the stipulations that were there. Have it, already put in place. So, and nothing against the promotion, right? That's just the shit that happens. So,
No, yeah, that had nothing to do with the promotion. That was just the ref, right?
yeah.
And obviously me getting caught to get put in the corner in the first place, I take full responsibility for that too.
Hmm.
But I also take, full responsibility for it being a bad call, right? I
Yeah, you
mean,
got to speak up for yourself. You got to be your own lawyer almost in that sense.
yeah, and like if it
yeah,
was like a normal fight, if it was a normal fight, then whatever.
on to the next. Yeah.
Bad call, move on. You know what I mean? Take the loss, move on. But it was like it's like I was telling like everybody, like my friends and family, like I have like this weird feeling about it because I feel like I didn't lose. It's
Yeah.
like it just got taken, like the opportunity just got taken away from me
Yeah.
from getting hit in the back of the head, right?
Well,
And
you have Vinny Shorman singing your praises and bringing that up instantly. You have the video.
that's the thing. Like Vinny
right?
Shorman has announced fights in like Yako and stuff, and like fights all over the world and Fusion Live. Like he's been all over the world and seen like the best fights of the best. And for him to say like that was fucking ridiculous. That was the worst call ever. Why the hell did this guy just do this to this kid?
Yeah.
For him to say that says a lot, right?
100%. And it's not like he hasn't done anything recently. He was just at the Hitman show 2 weeks ago doing Liam Harrison's show. The guy is constantly working. So, obviously has something to be said. And again, nothing against Cody too. This is just the end of something that was obviously just a bit of a fuck up, but it adds to a story. It adds to the come up. I don't know if you're one of those guys. I mean, obviously everything happens for a fucking reason, right? But
yeah, I believe in destiny for sure. So we'll see what happens.
You have these guys who stand on their shit, right? You have Kieran, you have everyone a part of that promotion. You have Vinny, you have the video sent off to one. You have, guys like Jay and myself and, anyone else that wants to, actually be like, hey, this was wrong. Let's make it right. Or let's do another fight to make it right. So I don't see any way where this just gets swept under the rug and it's, on to the next. I think it's definitely going to be let's make this right in the near future, hopefully, especially while it's still hot. Why not? February, March, April, whatever. Have Cody do his first fight against a Thai, see how he does, and then boom, who comes around the corner? A little bit of redemption from Daniel Kechego in Lumpini Stadium.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Oh
yeah, man. Yeah. However they want to play out the story, whatever story they want to create to sell the fight, I'm down for it.
100%. Fuck yeah, man. Well, do you got any sponsors or anyone you want to thank or anything you want?
Yeah, brother, I have some sponsors here. It's
Yeah,
the same sweater that we were looking for actually after the fight.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, so we got here Wilson Blanchard Management Group.
Yep.
Cambridge here. They're a property management company. We got Tattoos by Buck out in London, Ontario. That's my boy. Shout out to Buck. Tattoos by Buck. And then we have right here we have Woodhouse Group. They're a restoration company out here in the Tri-Cities. GST Construction, they've been holding it down since the beginning of the tournament, sponsoring me. They're a foundation company. So they specialize in foundation, but they also do anything cement. So that's Damon Waitman. He's also a Muay Thai fighter out of Dark Side Muay Thai out in Waterloo here. So yeah, that's his sponsor, GST Construction. And then we have Black Eye Fightwear. They're a fightwear company, and they make t-shirts and stuff like that. And then we have the firm here. This is my friend Paul. He does professional graffiti on like hospitals and big buildings and stuff like that. Nice. So if anyone needs any work and professional graffiti, you can reach out to the firm.
Okay. It's not even just like out of habit too. Like without those guys, we can't do fuck all, right? Like we can, but it's fucking hard. So shout out to them.
Yeah, man. The sponsors are a lot of help for sure.
Yeah.
A lot of help. Because we have to take time off work to go and to go train, to go fight, to travel. We have to take time off work, and then the expenses while you're out there as well. So yeah, the sponsors are a big help.
Fuck yeah, man. Well, dude, you got the sponsors, you got Vinny Shorman, you got the video sent off, Road to One finalist. I mean, I don't really see any other way for you to be set up properly to continue the route you're on. So my fucking Zoom meeting recordings, I don't got the pro, so they only allow 40 minutes. I think we're less than a minute here, so I don't want to cut off. But
okay, brother. Yeah.
So
let's do it in person sometime since you're close by.
Next time, bro, just come up. We'll watch fights. We'll chop it up. We'll do something like that.
Sounds good, bro. All right, man.
Could have been a
all right, cheers.
Could have been a mobster. Could have been a Met. Could have been a dope boy. Homie, matter of fact, I'm a motherfucking coke boy. Wiggling bed. 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 I'm a motherfucking coke boy.